closet. You can give us some advice. This is successful business coach Darnyelle Jervey. She's back with us this morning for a blueprint for entrepreneurs on how to increase profits. That conversation is coming up next when Virginia This Morning continues right after this break.
You're watching Virginia This Morning.
Hey, welcome back. Whether you have a small business or interested in starting one, you want to be successful and increase profitability. Well, increase the bottom line. Well, Delaware-based entrepreneur and business strategist Darnyelle Jervey is back with us with some helpful tips that you can use to increase that bottom line. Great to see you again, Darnyelle. Thanks so much for coming down from Delaware.
Thanks for having me.
All right, you know, I guess the main focus of a business owner, entrepreneur, make that money. Profit, right?
Profit is how we keep score.
Where do we begin if we're a business owner? Because some business owners make those missteps.
So the first thing you have to do, and most entrepreneurs aren't going to like this, but you need to have a budget. Ooh. Yes, I said the B word.
Most Americans don't like that.
Oh, no, we don't like it. But it's so important because we can get caught up with the bright, shiny objects and want to have everything. And some of it we don't need to be operationally effective. So you need to get the budget done first.
How do you take the money, the aspects of your business, and create a business and budget?
Oh my. Okay, so that's a loaded question, but the bottom line, I think, first and foremost is this. You want to get very clear about what you need to perform a service. So we're going to talk about raising your rates. That's like the 7th thing you want to do to be more profitable. Right. But in order to really understand what your budget needs to look like, you need to know what it's going to cost you to actually perform the service for your client. So Big Herm was here.
Right.
And I'm sure in his creating everything, he knows how much the wings cost, how much the peaches cost, how much the Crown Royal costs, everything costs. So we have to take the time to really itemize what it's going to take. We need to take into consideration, are we doing it ourselves or do we need somebody else to help us?
Takes a lot of time, but it is worth it in the end.
Oh my gosh, it's so worth it.
Tell us about a discount, because a lot of businesses offer those buy one, get one free, slashing prices. That can be detrimental. Can get people in, but can be detrimental for the business owner.
It's very detrimental. Discounts only work if you have volume. Most entrepreneurs and business owners, when they're starting, they don't have volume. So don't offer discounts. Your prices are worth it. People will pay it if you solve a problem.
Tell us about those. When can you start offering that discount? Because is it a trick question?
It is a trick question, and it's really about what your volume looks like. I would honestly tell a client today to not even consider a discount unless they're going to be bringing 100 or more people in at the same time.
Tell us about,
now they have leverage, so then it's going to cost them a little bit less to perform the service.
And so once you have those people walking through the door, then you can start offering those discounts.
You can start thinking about it, but I don't want you to do discounts. No discounts.
All right, coming up next.
Well, I think after that, the most important thing you really need to do is make sure that you have some systems around how you're managing your money and what's coming in and what's coming out. As simple as an Excel spreadsheet and documenting every time new revenue comes into your business, and then making sure you're checking your bank account statement every single month for the transactions that are going out. Something as simple as that will keep you on track and allow you to evaluate and not miss any steps.
Sounds like you also have to be disciplined.
You do. I always tell entrepreneurs, I think it's exciting. We're very passionate people, but we need to bridge the gap between being passionate and being profitable. And the way you do that is discipline. You have to give your business the same respect you gave your job.
How about evaluating all those purchases? Because like you said, you want to have those bells and whistles, and it's maybe about curb appeal, getting people into that business, but that really could dig yourself into a big hole that you can't get out of.
Absolutely. This is the question. Is what I'm thinking about purchasing going to increase my bottom line or get me closer to my ROI, my return on investment? If the answer is not an unequivocal yes, back away from the purchase, don't buy it.
Is it like a shopper being in a store where it looks great, you want it, but maybe money is best kept in the pocket?
It can be. It really depends. Like, think about websites. You know, people want to go and build these big, flashy $30,000 websites when they can get by with an $1,000 website. So you really have to be conscious and truly evaluate that purchase and make sure it is going to increase the bottom line.
How about working from home?
Working from home is great if you don't see your customers face to face. If you do need to see customers, then you do want to make sure you're putting up a professional image. But if you're talking to them on the phone like I did when I first started my business, you can be in your PJs. I used to actually get dressed just the top of me and make up my face because I could get on Skype, and I'd have my slippers on underneath, and it worked really well. The clients were happy. So work from home as long as you can work from home, and even evaluate if you have team members whether or not they need to come into your workspace or they can work from their homes. That'll save you a lot of money.
If you are working from home, Darnyelle, tell us about the discipline at home of staying on top of things, because you can get very distracted.
Yeah.
Here at the office, you don't have to worry about cleaning the windows or cleaning the, putting the dishes away.
Right, absolutely. Same thing. Give your business the same respect you gave a job. Make sure you have a dedicated space that is not the sofa. Carve out an office, a space in the basement, something where you can say, this is where I work. You can shut the door when it's time to get off work and go on to the rest of your life.
It's like a compartmentalizing.
It is, very much so.
Different frame of mind. All right, tell me about performing in an expense audit.
Okay. So one of the things that I have my clients do is twice a year we look at what they're spending their money on. And because sometimes we sign up for something, it was like a free trial, and then it rolls into a $9.99 or a $14.99, and we forget about it and we've never used it. So by looking at your bank statements at least twice a year, you can evaluate where you're spending and see if you really need that. And if you don't, you can cut it, which ultimately will increase your profitability per transaction.
Really, you have to watch every single dime that comes and goes,
You have to watch
don't you?
every single dime.
Because do a lot of business owners that you come into contact with, do they find themselves spending more than they're taking in? And that doesn't create a good recipe for a successful business.
Absolutely not. In fact, I'm so bold to say that if your business isn't profitable, you don't have a business, you have an expensive hobby. And these tips are going to help business owners make sure that they are actually building a business that will serve them, provide for their family, support their charities and causes, and allow them to live the life that they quit their job for.
Have you seen some people get into some serious trouble, though, Darnyelle, when they just keep spending and spending and spending and think they're down the road, they're going to turn the corner at some point? When do you fish cut bait?
You know, I've seen it so many times, and the reason why I'm seeing it is because they have no budget. They're not looking at every expenditure and determining whether or not they really need it. They're not doing the expense audits. If you're going to be in business, you need to operate as a business. This is not about hustling and grinding or even being excited about what you do every single day. It's about following systems, because systems make your success predictable.
How about raising those rates?
You got to do it.
It's like a big red X. You would think probably not, because it's going to turn people away.
You know, but it really doesn't, because people pay to have their problem solved. And if you can demonstrate that you can solve the problem and illustrate value, we'll pay more than you think. Think about the time you had to take your car in, and you were hoping it was going to be $350, but it was $1,350. We still find a way to pay for it because we need our car. So what's the problem you're solving, and how can you position your solution so that whatever it costs, it's going to be worth it every single time?
And for a person that is happy, it's the cost of happiness.
That's right. And you can't put a price tag on that.
Nope, not at all. Great to see you, Darnyelle. Thank you
Thanks
so
for
much.
having me.
All right. Hey, for more information on these tips, just visit us online at WTVR.com.